Jackie, tonight it all tips off. The process versus Celtic pride, Sixers and Celtics, Thunder and Warriors, Oklahoma City without Russell Westbrook. Let's start in the East. Is Boston the favorite for you?
They should be. There's no reason why not. This is a team that went to the Eastern Conference Finals without Gordon Hayward playing a full game and Kyrie Irving missing the entire postseason. And it's funny, you can talk about those two guys, but I think this is going to be a breakout year for Jayson Tatum, who I really showed his mettle both offensively and defensively in those conference finals. They're definitely number one in the East.
Gordon Hayward is back, and specifically to him, Jackie, how big a difference maker do you think he'll be for Brad Stevens?
Oh, well, he's huge. He's another scorer. Remember when things got bogged down for the Celtics in those Eastern Conference Finals because you had young guys and Marcus Smart and Terry Rozier missing every jump shot they took. Just plug Gordon Hayward into that game and see how everything would change, how the spacing of the floor will change for everybody on the floor. He's very, very important to them. And, I think it's going to take him a little time to be the Gordon Hayward we saw in Utah, but the Celtics have the luxury of that time to let him ease himself back in.
Celtics beast the East, but my beloved Toronto Raptors, I think, are right there. What say you? With Kawhi, great bench. How are we feeling about the Raptors?
They're going to be sneaky good, and people have written them off because of their past transgressions or their past failures. But that doesn't include Kawhi Leonard, who, if he's healthy, you could make the argument, sorry, Joel Embiid, Kyrie Irving, and everybody else, that he's the best player in the East. And so if he's come to play, if he's healthy, if he gives them all, just imagine what's going to happen with Kyle Lowry now. He's going to be able to be a catch-and-shoot player again because Kyrie's going to cause so much attention. I really like Toronto. I put them number 2 in the East.
Even if he's a one and done, that's fine. Get the Raptors to the East final. They can get drubbed by the Warriors, and then Kawhi can move on. That's fine. Frosty temperatures in Minnesota, both indoors and outdoors. Do you see the relationship, Jackie, between Jimmy Butler and Timberwolves management thawing at all?
I don't blame Tibbs for what he's doing here. I really don't. I'm not going to trade Jimmy Butler unless I get something that I consider valuable in return. He's under contract to my team. I can't imagine he's going to be there the whole year. But I understand exactly why the Timberwolves are taking the stance they are. They don't need to trade him. They're not going to and make a mistake.
It's true. And for Minnesota, it felt like in the past maybe a team on the rise, obviously great young players, Wiggins, et cetera. And now all of a sudden it feels the window closes now, especially if Butler's on his way out.
Well, I think I'm going to be interested to see how Karl Anthony Towns and Andrew Wiggins both really respond to this challenge that Jimmy Butler has very, very publicly issued. Now we'll find out what they're really made of, both of them. And I really think Towns is going to have a monster year. And, he's listened to all the critics. Now he has a chance to answer. I think Andrew Wiggins, I'm not sure he's ever going to live up to what the Timberwolves hoped he would, but that doesn't mean he can't be a valuable player for a team that makes the playoffs.
We are contractually mandated to talk LeBron at least once. What's your fearless prediction, Jackie? King James and the Lakers this year.
Well, it's already amazing to me how many wins they've already accredited to the Lakers just because he is on their team, and I understand it completely. LeBron's going to be LeBron, but again, I look at the players around him. I can't wait to see what Brandon Ingram does, for instance, next to LeBron. I think I voted for him as preseason most improved player because he'll be playing alongside LeBron. And he has a knack of taking guys like Rondo, a guy like Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. He tends to saddle up to some of those veterans and make them part of the core and make them be leaders with him on the floor. They're a playoff team. I know it may not look that way on paper, but I'll be stunned if they're not in the postseason.
I'm nowhere near as clever as your cohorts there on Around the Horn. But, Jackie, the Warriors don't win the championship if what has to happen? I mean, Boogie's hurt, Steph Curry's hurt, Durant's hurt. What has to happen for them not to win?
Well, one of those big players would have to be hurt because look at them last year. The one thing I've been really impressed with in this preseason this year is they just seemed so focused to me, and they weren't always last season. The fact that they could win the championship last year with a lot of these unspoken, quote-unquote, challenges that we just hear little bits about was really something. Now you add Cousins, which is the final piece they were missing, which is a low-post presence that can score at will down there. And if you can convince him to, play a little bit of defense. Now, he won't be back till after the first of the year, maybe even later, but you don't need him until then.
Yeah,
so the only way that I could see that.
Go ahead.
I would say the only way I could see them losing and I don't ever like to say this because it's bad luck, but if something happens to Durant or Curry, then we'd have to reassess.
Right. The rallying cry is going to be a win-win for Oakland because, of course, they're moving to San Francisco next year.
Hey, whatever works, right? Whatever works. As you know, so many of these rallying cries are somewhat artificial anyway, but if that's what you can get your team focused on, go for it. Good for Oakland.
That's a chip on their shoulder. Get it done for Oaktown. Jackie Mac will be everywhere and for good reason because she rocks. Thanks so much.